Welcome back to the garage, guys. I'm Damien and this is the Binder Builder. As you saw in my last video, we found a property here in Kansas that my wife and I decided to pick up, and it came with this wonderful garage. So this next couple of videos, I'm going to be doing a garage build. Nothing too crazy, of course. I'm not a home builder. I do want to do some drywall, insulation, and lighting, things of that nature, just to make it a little more comfortable, a little more user-friendly for the build. I won't be posting these videos as part of the bug build. It'll just be a garage build series, a little playlist of sorts. So you can see what I do in order to just kind of have a nice place to work. It's something I've done on almost every house, but I've never really documented it. Just going to put together some things, show you what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and maybe you'll get some ideas for your own garage. But having said that, please don't unsubscribe. I will continue posting videos of the bug and some car shows that I go to, as well as all the parts that I've already got, some things that you haven't seen yet. So stay tuned for those. It's just that this next couple of videos is going to be of the garage. So without further ado, let's turn this garage into what it could be. In the last video, I installed the tires and front clip, loaded the bug up, and took it to its new home. Right after that, we packed up all our stuff and moved to the new house. And what started as a nice, clean, open, detached garage was soon filled with many years of accumulated stuff. And the bug, well, it found a temporary home in the corner. Well, guys, welcome back to the shop. I am here just trying to figure out all the stuff I need to do to get this place ready to work on the bug. You know, to be honest with you, I got a lot of stuff in here. We're going to be cleaning this out slowly but surely, building up some stuff. But I think the first thing, since we're in a snow climate in the wintertime and a hot climate in the summertime, I think the first step in this whole thing is going to be insulating and drywalling the roof, as well, or the ceiling, I should say, and the walls themselves. Unfortunately, we moved in a bunch of stuff, and that's great and all because there's plenty of space for it, but there's just too much stuff in here right now. You need to organize it. I need to organize a lot. So I think I'm going to just start insulating and drywalling with section at a time so I could put up my shelves like I do on every house that I live in. I really need to put this stuff up and get it out of the way so I can have lots of space in order to do the stuff I want to do. Well, I'm not going to bore you with all the little details, make this a super long video. I do want to show me setting it up, just like the last place, the rental, having a nice place to work, somewhere where you can be comfortable. Like here, we're going to make it warm in the wintertime, cooler in the summertime, cooler, not cold, but cooler in the summertime. Get proper lights up on the ceiling. And yeah, from there, I think we're going to be all right. I think this is going to be a nice little shop for me. So let's get started, shall we? First things first, I needed to move some things around, just kind of separate my stuff from the house stuff, and just kind of organize everything into little piles. We literally just dropped almost all of our boxes into the garage just to facilitate a fast move. And while it worked great at the time and got us out of the rental, it's time to get this stuff organized. Next, I needed to retool my toolbox. I will say this is the second time in this calendar year that I needed to rebuild or restock my toolbox. And I'll be honest, I just need to stop moving. If you notice that big old TV in the background, that's something that the previous owner left. Yes, it works, but no, I am not going to keep it. Let's go. Then it was time to start taking things off the walls. Some of this stuff I could use, so I'm going to use anything I can reuse, I will reuse. But there was like a bazillion nails and screws poking out of the studs. It was a bit much. I mean, how much stuff can you hang from the wall? Now this one was interesting. This little door is only about 2 inches deep. I have no idea what this thing is for, but they basically just screwed it to the wall. If you know what this is for, definitely post it in the comment section. Seriously, I have no idea what you do with this sort of thing. And then it's back to the nails. I swear, the guy who was here before me must have been like the world record holder of number of extension cords or something. Woo! Like the metal shelf on the other side, I'm pulling this crossboard with, again, more nails put into it. I mean, again, how many hanging nails do you need? Then it was time to clear the wall itself. This I'm doing in preparation for the insulation that's coming. Next, I started tying up the wires, basically just nailing them to the studs with those little saddles that you could use, and just basically keeping things neat and clean. Again, more wires getting organized here. I pretty much worked my way all the way around the garage, organizing wires, removing nails, a lot of nails, and then just kind of getting everything cleaned up, getting ready for the next stage. So let me show you how my plans have continued to change a little bit. Typically in all of my garages, you've seen them, I have shelving everywhere, just to kind of keep everything off the floor so I could still use my 2-car garages and still use them as a shop by pulling out the cars and having all the space. In this garage, it's rather large. Let me just show you what I was thinking. All right, so obviously I gotten started on this little build already, but picture this being the garage, right? Okay, so I got my 2 garage doors here and here. Main entrance door there. And my initial thought was I was going to put a bunch, because I got a good about 2 to 3 feet of space right here, 2 to 3 feet of space right there, put shelving all the way up to the windows there. And over here would be about the same. And the windows are here, okay? And I got 2 windows back there. But to be honest with you, I don't know if you remember, but when I painted the inside of the Bug, orange paint got everywhere. My wife had a good idea. Why don't we build, like initially it was going to be this way, a room, a storage room that I can just put all the shelving in, and then I have all this open, right? So we ended up doing that. There's a window right here and right here. And I'm thinking this is going to be the storage room going this way. I'm going to put a little sitting area probably back here in the back. I could do all my videos there. This will be gone. That will be gone. This will just be one large drive-in base, 2 of them. In the middle here, I could put stuff, you know, so if I'm working out in the driveway, I have like a plug here so I can run extension cords, probably putting one of those reels that I could store a real long extension cord and just kind of pull it out here. If I have a welder hookup or a plasma hookup, I could also use my 20-foot extension cord for the welder to come out and do some work on in the driveway area. The rest of this, I'm going to make a small half-high shelf system, and I'm going to put all my goo there. So this is my goo station. So goo is anything that's gooey, car wash soap, cleaners, oil, stuff of that nature. So I have all my goo right there. That way if I'm washing a car and need to come in, I'll have all my towels, my goo, all the chemicals and stuff right there. I'm thinking over here, now that once I put the storage room in, I'm gonna have shelving all the way around, basically, you know, and that way that'll give me plenty of storage. But then on the outside, I want to put my workbenches all the way up underneath the windows, the 3 windows right here. And that way I can pull in the Bug. You know, that'll give me plenty of space to work. I'll have my workbench right there. That big metal workbench that came with the house, I'm going to put some casters on it and get rid of that roll around wood one that I have, and basically use that, because this with a steel one, it's heavier duty. I could weld on it, and the wood one a little harder to weld on. So if I could make it into a welding table that moves around on casters, I think that's the master plan for the garage. So doing it again, here's my 2 garage doors, my man door. I'm gonna have my storage room there, sitting area here, workbenches there with pegboard up against this wall and partly on down this wall. Pretty good. I'm gonna keep my welding bench, or the metal steel bench that came with the house. I'm gonna keep it there, put it on casters so I can move it around. Then I'll have 2 large working bays. Then right here, I'll put my goo station with the extension cord and reels, as well as a extension cord for the welder, or a plug for the welder. So if I do need to work out in the driveway, I can do that. That sounds pretty good. And then I got 10, actually, no, I got 2 packs, 10 8-foot lights, LED lights. And so that gives me basically, what is that, 80, 160. This is 40, right? So that make me 4 40-foot lengths, right? So I could run lights down this way, 2 in the middle, and 1 on the side. And that'll light up, I think, this garage really, really well. I think that's the plan, man. Anyway, that's the plan for the garage. You kind of see where I'm going with it. Insulation, organization, have little areas for, you know, fabricating, have some areas for wrenching, have 2 bays inside, have a good work area outside that I could get to with extension cords pretty easily. Lots of light. And yeah, and hopefully with the drywall, it'll be just a really much brighter atmosphere. The insulation is going to help me keep the place cool in the summertime, but hopefully warm in the wintertime as well. What else is there? That's about it, really. So I guess that's pretty much it for this video. I'd like to thank you guys again for your patience during this time with school, work, and my mom having the stroke. My time is very, very stretched thin, and it's probably going to not clear up for another couple months. So I apologize. Not that I'm apologizing. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your continued support. Some of you guys have been extraordinarily just supportive. A lot of us, including me, are disappointed that we're not working on the bug more. I've spent lots of money going back and forth to Colorado, which probably could have bought a Mendiola, but again, family first. But all the same, the garage is coming together, and by the time summertime rolls around, I'm gonna have a lot more time on my hands once I get mom set up. She's fine, but she does need some help at this moment because, you know, first 3 months after a stroke, the mind's healing. Basically, stroke is a traumatic brain injury or a brain event, whatever you want to call it, and it does take a little while for it to heal up. So we're organizing stuff for her, getting things done so that she could have as prosperous a life as ever. She's always been a real trooper, but she just needs a little bit of help right now, and so I got to do that. So anyway, thank you for watching. Watch out for number 2, where we're going to talk about spray foam. Woo! Anyway, I'm Damien. This is the Binder Builder. I'll catch you on the next one. Oh yeah, be good, do good.